If we zoom in on the regional geology of the area, we see that that large intrusive complex at depth. It's called the Ixhuatán complex. Daylights in a few places on our project and a bit more to the north. The cover rocks in the area are some volcanics, but there's also extensive limestones and evaporites, which are chemically favorable rocks for the precipitation of metals. And we know this is a huge, has a huge metal endowment, this area, and a very target-rich project. The exploration to date has really been focused in these thinner cover rocks, particularly in the limestones and the evaporite sequences, where numerous epithermal discoveries have been made across different zones in the project. The most notable to date being the Campamento zone. We just see some of those gold highlights there. Campamento, 100 meters at 12 gram a ton, but across the other zones, some notable intersections that also warrant additional follow-up together with an improved geological understanding of those. There's a very favorable also structural architecture in this area, so that needs to be better understood through more modern geophysics to help build up that target inventory. On the copper side, we know there's a large copper endowment in the system that really hasn't been the focus previously. At Cerro Lamina, on our project, there's a hole of 600 meters at a 0.9% copper equivalent that starts from surface and ends in mineralization. There's also a highlight hole at Caracol, 67 meters at 2.1% copper equivalent, as well as the historical Santa Fe mine to the north, which is a multi-commodity deposit, but a significant copper component to that. So there's copper in the system, and it's just a case of focusing on that. We look at the project in more detail, and this is a map showing the the copper values in soils from sampling. Originally, the project was soil sampled, and the focus was really gold. The previous drilling that was done was linear gold and Kinross gold, both looking for gold deposits. And the exploration done then was quite simple. It was really soil sampling, looking at gold values in soil where you commonly get over a gram a ton, and drilling those soil anomalies led to the discovery of Campamento, led to the discovery of numerous other zones that warrant further exploration. What wasn't looked at is really the copper side, and there are numerous untested copper anomalies. We interpret these as leakage anomalies. They also have significant moly components, and those are coming up on structures from a larger porphyry system below. Also, there's incomplete soil coverage, so additional soil grid sampling warranted more broadly across the project to help realize the true distribution of those copper anomalies. Together with some modern geophysics, and the project really has none, is to really understand the copper distribution, understand the structure, understand the thickness and nature of the cover sediments, and look for alteration zones or mineralization potential beneath those thin cover rocks, and then embark on some probably some deeper drilling to test those zones. The project offers really multiple opportunities from a value and exploration and development perspective. At Campamento, it has a sufficient data set there to start working toward a PEA with its 1.7 million ounces in historical gold resources that will obviously bring into current resources. Campamento has the ability to expand as well. We see the footprint of the deposit here. It's open in places. We'll be looking at it in more detail, but clearly also space in the project to realize other discoveries. At Cerro Lamina, there's been significant drilling done, particularly by Kinross, and that has the ability to move to a resource, as well as some significant growth potential around that prospect. In that shallow lithocap zone, there's numerous existing targets that have been drilled previously, but warrant further exploration. And then just on the basis of the soil geochemistry alone, 8 new areas have been identified based on the soil geochemistry pathfinders. And obviously increasing the soil grids will help add additional targets. And then the modern geophysics, which is expected to significantly upgrade the target inventory. That's in the lithocap zone, a real focus on the gold and a bit of silver exploration. And then the sleeping giant shares really the porphyry copper potential with the gold. This large system spanning the entire concession needs to be understood and evaluated. And then also the testing of skarns that would be near surface, particularly in the northern part of the project, where we do have started to see association of copper with the limestones.